I was so excited when he popped in on the other meeting, and I said, "You had a ghost there or something." I just picked him up because he was sitting on the desk. It's him.
Hello, welcome to Conversations with Neuvias. My name is Carol. Today we have the lovely Marge
Hello.
and the lovely Lynn, who's in the background with us today.
Hello.
So we decided, since it's the month of October, we are doing a podcast with Dewey. Dewey has come into one of our podcasts unannounced, but he made sure that we knew he was there, and so we thought it would be right, Marge, really good to talk
Absolutely.
about Dewey and stuff, and see what kind of energies we can come through with Dewey. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me tell you the really quick story of how I came into Dewey, or how Dewey came into my world, I guess you could say. So I on eBay, you can bid for anything that you want. So what happened is, I think it was, I got Dewey on June 30th, 2022. I won him in a bid, and this is my first thing I've ever won in a bid. I've never really done bids before. And so I won him. When you think about a haunted doll or whatever, you just don't think that, sure, whatever. Dewey did have a story that came with him. It's been a while, so I'm not for sure exactly what his story exactly was, but I do know that I had bought Dewey from this Instagram account that I was following called Paranormal Family. And so they're the ones that have the whole story about Dewey. I will say that Dewey will pop in from time to time, just to, whether it's in our podcast, on some of my other social media platforms that I use. And so I think that's pretty interesting. So I know, Marge, you said not haunted spirits, or however you want to say, the energies are a
Yeah.
little different. So yeah, I don't know if
Yeah.
you want to kind of explain that.
Right. To me, a haunted doll is more like one of those from the scary movies that are moving on their own, and not that he doesn't, but in a scary manner. And I think Dewey just wants to be heard. I
Yeah,
don't think he's
yeah,
doing anything nefarious. He's just a little mischievous, maybe.
yes, yes. So um sometimes I think things, as they say, haunted, not, or energies, as I like to say, haven't always. Some people think that it might have like a tragic backstory to it, something devastating. It could also be, some people think maybe the possession, or a spirit entered. It, like you said, you can look at it no matter however you want to. It's Dewey's a cursed object. It's not even like that. Like, the energy that I get from my bear is not even like that at all. You can just sense the energies, and it's kind of hard to explain, but his energy is nothing like that. Yes, he likes to be a little mischievous from time to time, and
But he's
we're
having
hoping that
fun
he.
with it. He's not being destructive or anything like that. So
Yes.
it's a happy energy with this one.
Yes, and so I just think with Dewey, he has lovely encounters with us, I guess you could say. So,
Hmm.
um,
Do you
I
think
don't
that,
know
do you
that.
think the guy that owned him just loved it so much that he's a little bit of attached to it?
Oh yeah, I firmly believe that some of the energy stayed there with Dewey, because I'm not for sure if it was a child that loved him so much, or a grown man who in his childhood was his favorite toy, and he just clicked to that, and some of that energy when he moved on. And so yeah, it could be a number of things. Like I said, I wish I knew exactly the story of Dewey, but I will say from time to time, there was one podcast that we did, Marge and I, and Marge was hearing some stuff in the back scenery. Me, I was
Yeah.
not hearing anything. Marge was picking up, on some of this on one of our podcasts, and it happened to be that I was telling her Dewey kept falling from the shelf, falling. So I just had to put him near the computer while we were doing our podcast, and then that's when he was letting himself be known, like, here I am.
Yeah, and that was the only time we've had that issue
Yeah,
through that whole
yeah, and
podcast. And I'll link it on the screen here, but it was really interesting.
yes, yeah. So, and I, like I said, I couldn't hear anything on this, but Marge has her. I guess but we also heard it. You know, Marge you sent me the link, and we heard it really good. So,
Hmm.
um, yeah. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like when something, the energies clung to something that might have been something you just cherished your whole life, and that when you pass on, some of that energy stays in with whatever it is that that you loved. And so,
Yeah. You find that
you
with
know,
houses a lot. Houses,
yes,
gardens, parks, jewelry.
yes, especially jewelry. And if you're new to spirituality, you can always, antique stores, I can tell you, probably like your best bet that you will find anything out of the sorts in there. Sometimes I think when I started progressing with my spirituality, we would do an exchange. Like somebody would give me a piece of their jewelry, and then you really, focus on that and meditate on that to see. It tells you a little bit about the person that you're doing it, and so that kind of helps you start awakening into evolving and awakening into your spirituality as
Yeah.
well.
Helps you
So,
tune into
and
their energy.
yes, yes, and anybody can do this. It's just a matter of you wanting to learn that experience. So
Hmm. Yep.
yeah, it's very enticing. Um, I didn't know, Marge. I brought my cards because I just didn't know if Dewey was going to maybe give us some insight, through the
Yeah.
tarot, or if he's just gonna come through like. He's been on my bed, so he's been very quiet. I think he likes the attention, like, girl, where's my attention? Where's my attention? And so
Yeah.
I knew when I first got him, I would take him everywhere with me, and I really need to get back into the habit of taking him back with me.
He's all set to backpack.
Yeah, yes, and he does have a little backpack on too. I think he's from a. It says there, Mister the Berries or something, but it does. I think Dewey came from like some cartoon back in the day.
Hmm.
So yeah.
It's really cute.
Yeah, he's really cute. I do have I have three more other bears that are also haunted, and then I also have a doll or two dolls that are supposed to be haunted, but their energies are more like they don't come out as much, but Dewey's like the more stronger. And this was also my very first one as well, so
Hmm.
I don't know if we just had a strong attachment. But anyways, that's kind of the story there with Dewey.
That's really neat. I think it's so
Yeah.
cool. So have you noticed him doing anything other than falling off the shelf that few weeks back? Have you
Um,
ever noticed any special energy or changes around you?
yes, I can sometimes feel his energy, like when he's like, and I'm a grown old. I'm an older woman, so people are like, why do you have a? Some people are like, oh my God, you're with a bear. What? It's nothing like that. Like, I think Dewey just sometimes the energy's like, touch me, or I need a hug, and I can sense that from him. So I'll give him a hug, give him a kiss on his thing, and that people might think of me like, okay, you're crazy, weird, you need some help. No, it's nothing like that. That's the presence that I feel. It's kind of hard to, I guess, until you've been there, it's kind of hard to decipher what I'm
Yeah.
trying to talk about. Right,
Yeah,
Marge?
that's for sure.
Yeah, you have to really be open-minded to the discussion that we're having today. Not nothing is not out of sorts, but nothing is unusual. You have to keep an open mind with that.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you don't have it, you want to have the experience. So
No,
it's not going to work.
exactly. No, and what our last podcast we had last week was the veil being lifted, or the veil or something like that. And so we thought this would be, because we're in a beautiful October month and stuff like this starts even coming out a lot more, presents are known and stuff. And so that's
Right.
another reason, yeah, why we wanted to do this podcast.
Yeah,
I
I
was
think
going to
it's
ask
so
you,
neat.
uh, I know, me too. I was going to ask you, have you ever experienced anything? I'm pretty sure you have. Like, I know you had mentioned your father that comes through from you from time to time.
Oh, I get
But,
all sorts of, but nothing that's attached to a thing like that.
okay.
I mean, I get drop-ins all the time. My father, my mother, my grandmother, my uncle, my friends' uncles, my friends' fathers. Yeah, lots of them.
Yeah. Well, I have a friend that I've always go do paranormal investigations with. We haven't gone in a while, but before I ever got Dewey, we were always talking about different ghost stories, and we are like, why don't we go investigate anyway? Long story short, we started doing a lot of investigations. Sometimes we would get hit, sometimes we wouldn't. It's okay. That's just how the name of the game goes. But that's why I think I started looking up into all these haunting things and paranormal sightings or investigations or whatever the case. And so that's why I find it funny when I went on eBay, because eBay has almost everything you can imagine, but I would have never thought that I would have ever wanted a haunted bear in my ever life.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah, and so what he wasn't that expensive, so I just assumed that, oh, well, I'll just throw a number out there, and if I win, fine. If I don't, it's okay.
It was meant to
But
be.
it was
He
meant
needed
to
somebody to
be.
talk to.
Yeah. So I will say too, Marge. Um, Dewey has appeared on some of my videos. The lighting. And I think I've kind of just had him in the video, just, and I don't think anything of it, but the white light. There was a big old white light that just I guess it just expressed out or something like that on him in
Neat.
my video, and I was really like, I thought it was the sun, but it's, how my lights shimmer here and there. This
Yeah,
one just, it was raw
right from
through.
him.
Yeah, exactly. So.
That is cool.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, show me what you got.
It's pretty neat. So have you taken him
Yeah.
hiking since you moved him? Since our
I haven't
podcast?
taken him. I haven't taken him hiking. I will say I was taking him hiking, a lot. And it's funny because I had at the second bear I had gotten off of eBay. I had taken both of them in my hiking bag, and the second bear fell out while I was hiking. Dewey stayed in. Yeah, Dewey stayed with me. The other bear fell out. Let me tell you, Marge, I had to literally go, and I was with a friend. I literally had to go back, step back all my traces. Because, when you're going hiking, you just don't think
Right.
there's so many different trails. And it took me a good probably maybe 30, 40 minutes before I found that other bear. But I
Oh,
don't
wow.
understand how it fell out of my backpack, because they were both in there snuggled and tight.
Isn't that
And
funny?
yeah, and the other bear fell out. The Dewey did not fall out. So I
That's
was like,
wild.
I want to be pushed him like, hey, you need to get out of here. She's mine. So yeah, that I would take him constantly on a lot of outings with me. I don't know. I feel like Dewey's like a safety net for me.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to explain. So yeah, that's kind of how I sense the energy from him. So
He has a joyful, just joyful, happy energy from
yeah,
what I can feel. It's funny, I
yes.
feel him closer. If I look at the picture, I feel him closer to you. The energy is more on that side of him. It's
Oh, and
interesting. Yeah, it's not the
yeah.
whole bear. It's like maybe he's just leaning in for a hug.
Yeah, yeah. I have put him on a stand so people can kind of see what he looks like. I wanted to make sure that since we are talking about Dewey today, the podcast
Yeah, so
showcases
cute.
his loneliness. um, so
So you're
I
gonna
was
see
thinking,
what he has to say through the cards if he's got something to.
yeah, I was thinking, let's pull some cards, Marge, and see if we can get anything out of here.
Yeah.
Lynn, how are you feeling back there? We didn't forget you.
Yes,
You
I'm
there?
just here listening to it.
Okay. Yeah, we're just getting some lovely inspiration with Dewey. But yeah, let me see what if there's any energy I can pick up with him with the tarot in March and see if there's anything. 'Cause, yeah, I thought this would be a lovely podcast.
I just
All
saw
right.
a light flash up from him.
Yeah. Nice. So this one's the Queen of Swords. My thing is, I'm guessing, Marge, that maybe um, because the energy I have gotten from Dewey, I don't feel like it's a child. I think it's more of an adult. So I'm thinking maybe this might have been a wife that was surrounding him. And so she was a kind of like a stern lady with Dewey and so forth. So I think, and it could have been a mother figure as well, you know, that surrounded him. Like, do as I say, you better do as I say, or I'm going to spank you, kind of that mentality. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking it could possibly be that, or it could possibly be his wife that had that mentality of a stern boss figure. You know, maybe
Hmm.
she might wear the pants in the family, is kind of what I'm getting. They did love each other, so because the Ace of Cups popped out next March, so they did love each other like any other relationship. They had their moments, ups and downs. But I mean, Dewey was seems like he was probably really truly devoted for her. You know, she was stern with them and stuff. But there, I think the love, because I think he's coming from a different generation than what we are now. I think the love there was just when you're. I think back in those days when you married for the rest of your life. You know,
Yep.
there's right? And so
That's
I'm
true.
thinking the vibe that I'm getting here with his energy and back in his era here. So he loved her, but he also like knew that as a man who wanted to do the right thing to keep that relationship going.
Hmm.
With us here. Yeah. But you know, Dewey always felt like too he came up on top of things. Even though she was very stern with him, he felt like he had the upper hand with her.
Of course.
Yeah, I think he was in that mode of agree to disagree, especially when it's your partner or whatever the case, you know, or your mom. Just agree to disagree. He didn't like the fighting and the bickering, you know, just agree to disagree and you're
Yeah.
right, honey, whatever the case may have
Yes,
been.
dear. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Roll your eyes. Yes, dear.
Yeah, this is kind of what I got here for him
Neat.
at the moment. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm sensing the energy. Maybe that's why you said that he's got this happy-go-lucky mentality because he didn't like altercations when he had to deal with uh, not so much negative energy, but like fighting or you know he didn't. That was just not who he was.
Yeah,
So
that makes
I
sense.
yeah, I find that very, very interesting. I don't think Dewey had like a tragic backstory as well, Marge. I think he passed on the way he was supposed to, and I think this probably was one of his favorite toys, and so
Hmm.
like you said, the energy just latched on a little bit.
Yeah, I think you're right. It really feels like that to me.
Yeah. So kind of that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting with her. Um, Before I wanted to go on us and ask Lynn, Lynn, do you have anything that you wanted to add to what we're talking about today? Oh, I think she's. It's okay. It's okay. I just want
Oh,
to make
yeah.
sure that I know you're here.
Yes, indeed.
March. So, do you when you see do you get any other vibes from the energy that you hear other than what you had spoken about earlier?
From Barry. You're calling him Dewey.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got stuck calling
Oh
him
yeah.
Barry from the
It's
last
because it
time.
says Barry here. He said, "Who are you talking about, Barry?"
No, to me, he seems like I said, he seems like he's leaning towards you, not physically, but energetically leaning towards you. Like this is my girl, she's with me, and he's got a happy, not like a jovial, happy-go-lucky, but a pleased sense about him. You know what I mean? The
Mhm.
difference between,
Yeah.
somebody that's always joking. He doesn't feel like a jokester. He feels like just pleased to be here, and his energy is like, this is really nice. It's like having a Sunday dinner with your family and just comfortable and happy.
Okay. Oh, DuckTales.
Lynn said she tried searching about Dewey from DuckTales, but she wasn't able to find anything.
Yeah, I like I say, I think he's from a cartoon, and then like the cartoon does well. They create the figure of him, so I'm thinking
Right.
that's probably where Dewey came to be. So
Yeah. He's so cute. I love it. It's such a cute thing.
yeah, his all his body is fur, but his head is made out of a different material, and so I think it's plastic, and then they did his face over
The
because
flocking.
yes, and so that it's he's from a different era, I guess, or
Yeah.
different not era, but like he's a little bit older than the normal animals today of the stuffed animals today, and so with the
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
It's
Yeah,
really cute.
thank you. Yeah, he's very cute. I'm hoping that we could pick up some energy with him, but I don't know if he's coming through today
I'm
or.
surprised he's not talking.
Oh, I know, I know. I told him today. I was like, "Okay, we're doing a podcast about you today, so
All
if you want
about
to
you.
come out."
He's like, that's all
Huh?
I wanted.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Oh,
yeah, I was hoping that we would get some kind of energy, and who knows, he might show us something later. It's kind of the thing about having or something like this is you just never know when they're going to peek through.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
unfortunately, we can't control those outcomes when they do happen. So.
Nope. Not up to us.
No, I wish we could, but yeah, I mean, we could just ask, and see if Dewey wants to make his presence known or something. I know when I go on paranormal investigations, that's the first thing we'll ask. Is anybody here? Can anybody hear me?
Yeah.
Or do you have something to say?
Right.
So, yeah, and you're just trying to get an energy going, and so, but I'm like you, I'm surprised he's a little quiet today.
Yep. He's a
Because that
mellowed
last
out.
pod, yeah, because that last podcast he sure wasn't.
Yeah. It was so funny because I kept saying, what is going on with her computer? Why am I getting this feedback? And she wasn't hearing any of it. It was all on the electronics.
Yeah.
But it's on the recording. I'll plug it in here. And I did cut out a part where Carol was talking about him, and he just kept yelling, roaring, not yelling, he's roaring. It sounded like a roar, like
Yeah.
roar, roar. It was funny.
Yeah, it's interesting. That fly's gonna drive me nuts right now. Well, I'll pull some more cards tomorrow and see if Dewey has
Yeah.
anything
You got
out.
anything to say, Dewey?
Yes, because we would love to hear you. This podcast is about you, love. So if you have anything to speak out, or if you want to do your lovely roaring sound, that would be awesome. So
That
people
was
don't.
so cool.
Mhm. Yeah, because we're not really pulling anybody's leg here. This really, really did happen to
Yep.
us.
Yep.
But but like I said, with anything that's either haunted or not really haunted, has an attachment, they'll show themselves when they feel that they need to show themselves.
Yeah.
So yeah. Um, I can tell you that he loved challenges. The Night of Swords is what I got March. So I think with his era, like he was ready to tackle on anything that came forward with him, which is good. And you know what? He was successful at anything that he would do. So that's kind of really interesting, I think.
Mm-hmm.
if he knew what he needed to do to make the day to day brighter, I guess you could say, and bring home the food to the table, and be the security for his family in that time and era. So,
Yeah,
did you want to
neat.
add something?
No, I'm trying to connect with him and see if he'll say something, but he's not saying anything back to me. I'm just feeling a warm, satisfied. Hmm.
Yeah. So I think Marge, because and what I'm seeing or feeling in Lenoso is that it seems to me that um, there was somebody in his past that was not felt like a friend here, but in the back was not a good friend to him, and so I think he was very hurt with that, like a backstabber. You
Hmm.
know, back in those days, you would think nobody would hurt you, but there was a friend that seemed like there was close to him that was like a backstabber towards him,
Hmm.
unfortunately. So um, he learned to forgive and forget. That's just who the nature of the energy from Dewey is what I was getting. Um, and I want to say I think his religious beliefs were very strong and heightened because he didn't want to do no wrong or do no harm to others, even if somebody would hurt him or not be truthful with him or something. He still forgave them.
You're still kind too.
Yeah, yeah, he did not want to hold those grudges because there is no reason for him to hold those grudges.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know, because like the stabbing. So,
Yep.
and the good thing about this Dewey's energies, he learned to let it go. I can tell you with us, there's a lot of people who hold on to that anger so much. And I think we've addressed this in so many different podcasts, Marge, about holding that anger and being resentful and
Yeah.
despising that person. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
you you have to
It
let that go because that'll do some serious damage to you.
it will. You just become that becomes part of your personality.
Mhm. Yes, and that doesn't hurt that does hurt your soul because as you're moving on in your journey and you have that anger still built up and stuff that starts harming your body and your
Hmm.
soul and the
Yep.
physical. So it does look like to me like he maybe had a younger son, very cheerful, kind of was the favorite, I guess you could say. He would do what he was supposed to do to kind of just get by. So I'm thinking maybe Dewey may have had a son, a younger son, who was just, I mean, loved the world, thought the world of him, and wanted to be like his dad. So
Neat.
interesting. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yes. Um,
So I
but
wonder,
yeah,
was Dewey a gift to the son
no,
that the
no, I
son
think
that the son left with him?
no, I think the son's probably still here. I don't know exactly. I think he's here, but I think he's like older gentleman. Like, it would be nice to kind of put the puzzle all together, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think that he's in his older age,
Right.
not older, but maybe like in his 60s or 70s or something like that.
Hmm.
Maybe even his early 80s. And so, yeah, but
Neat.
he loved his dad. He wanted to be just like how Dewey was, the kind, forgiving person, even though somebody betrayed them or did them wrong. He saw how his dad was and just forgiving it and just moving on and letting that go.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I can tell you this Dewey was a workaholic, March.
Oh yeah.
Just like us, I feel like, yeah, very work. He worked a lot. I don't know if he worked out in a farm or something. It's kind of the energy that I'm sensing, but like he worked. he worked hard at what he needed to do, but he also had his fun time, his little down times. You know, he was kind of like also a jokester. Like like you said, a little mischievous. So he would just kind of just joke around with family and friends, like, and so that's the remembrance of them with him. So
Neat.
yeah, yeah, and
It's
he was,
so cool.
yeah, he was also kind of stern, but he wasn't as stern as either the wife or the mother. Some because the first card that I got, he would he would defend himself or defend everybody um when he needed to.
Hmm. I
Yeah,
don't know if the
he's,
podcast could see this, but Lynn says he's a mix of drive and joy.
yes, yes. So yeah, that's true, Lynn. He's definitely a mix of that. So
Yep,
good characteristic features for sure.
absolutely.
You know what's funny though, Marge? His very heightened intuition, like very heightened, and he was also spiritually protected. I don't know if I'm guessing he knew that he was a little different in that sense, but back in that era, I don't think he could come forward with it because they didn't want to look at him as
Yeah,
crazy. You have mental issues or something, and so he was spiritually gifted, spiritually protected, and maybe that's probably why maybe he's entered. That's I'm growing and learning and evolving like that, and maybe that's why Dewey came into my journey because to help me with maybe some of that. But yeah, he's got a very strong he has a very strong intuitive sense about him.
interesting.
Yeah, I find that very interesting. So maybe
Yeah.
that's why we connected really well. Because, like I said, I have other haunted um, bears and dolls, but
It's
out of
not the
all of them,
same,
Dewey's
right?
the one. Yeah, Dewey's energy is the one that's just cling to me.
Hmm.
So
He really
yeah,
feels attached to you. Like he really likes to be with you.
yeah,
Maybe it's because you give him attention.
that's the vibe that I got when I first saw him. Oh yes, lots of lovely attention.
Yes.
So Lynn said she had found some information about Dewey. It says he's Donald Duck's nephew that loves challenges and is always joyful.
Yeah. But
Interesting.
that's not this Dewey.
No,
No.
no, that's probably the cartoon Dewey because I think like
Yeah, the
it's
Huey, Dewey, and Louie
to this stuffed
nephews.
animal. Yeah, because I weren't they duck? They were.
Yeah.
I think they were ducks, weren't they? Dewey and Huey
Yeah.
or Dewey.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Like, we thank you for doing the research on that.
Yes.
I I wonder what his uh, since he was gifted and he knew it, like he wanted to share it, but he couldn't really share it in that era that he was in.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
frustrating.
It
You remember back when 20 years ago and you couldn't say a thing about it?
No. You had to be this way or that way, and there was no gray in between that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was frustrating. He also like he loved the finer things in life. Sometimes to him it wasn't about getting the most expensive stuff to say that I can do the fine wine and dine, but to him little things were rich to him. The simple things in life were rich to him, and that's the way he perceived his life. You know,
Yeah.
which is honestly a really good trait to have.
It is.
Because,
Being able to
yeah,
appreciate the little things.
yeah, being able to admire the little things. If he had the house, or the roof over his head, the family was fed. He'd go to work. He did what he had to do to keep his family going and putting food on the table. The little things like just spending a quality family time together. That's what was cherished in those day and ages, and he was okay with that.
Yeah.
Having little picnics, something like outdoors, or something like that.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
It's interesting that that whole era that from where Dewey's from is a totally different era than from what we are experiencing now. Nobody does
Isn't it though?
anything like that anymore,
Right.
right? Dang. Are you gonna say, Marge?
I don't remember. It went in and out real quick.
So yeah, so that's what I'm telling you about Dewey and his experiences. Like, back in those days, you did what you had to do to make ends meet, and you did Dewey did it with dignity and grace. So
Nice. Very
yeah,
nice. I
it
think it's
wasn't a
really cool
lot.
that you've got him and that you're able to recognize the energy around him.
Oh yeah, yeah. I sometimes get like if I'm in the other room and I sense something and I'll go to the other room and I know it's Dewey because I'm like, okay, um, that's just because the presence I get. It's like I said, it's kind of hard to justify because I don't want people thinking, oh my God, this child is crazy. No, it's not.
Yeah.
That's just when you start expanding your spirituality, right, Marge? When you start expanding you open yourself and you're susceptible to a
Yeah.
lot of different energies out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild.
Yes.
Once in a
Yeah.
while, when we're in our meetings or when I'm in conversation with somebody, my spirit guide will pop in, and I always get drawn to this direction. So I'll look up and have a mental conversation with them and come back to and everybody on my team knows that that's my spirit guide popping in to say something to me.
Oh my God. Yeah. I just find it's really fascinating. That's why I said when um I just feel like it's a protect like do we have some type of protection? Like I'm not scared or anything. I live alone and I'm okay with doing things alone and I'm okay with that. So
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to explain, I guess you could say, but
Yeah, so you got that energetic bubble around you.
yes, yes, yeah. Spiritually protected, yes, but also I've got Dewey as another energetic protection as well.
Extra layers.
Yes, I cannot stress enough. Um, well, I don't have anything else to add, Marge. I kind of do Dewey's story out there on what we were trying to grasp with Dewey. It would have been nice if Dewey would have showed us little bit of energy today, but like I said, it happens at the most inopportune times,
It
and
does.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
And I'll
sometimes
link it
because
so everybody can come and go and take a look at what he was doing. I'll link the full length video where he interrupted through the whole thing, but I also have a short one where we just talked about him too. And he kept piping up.
yeah, yeah. So it's okay. Like I said, these Dewey comes when his energy's surrounding, and sometimes he doesn't come. So and it's okay. These That's just the way it is. Just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Well, I hope you'll enjoy this podcast today. I was really happy and excited to talk about Dewey today because a lot of people usually don't ask me about Dewey at all. So
Yeah. I was so excited when he popped in on the other meeting and I said, you had a ghost there or something. I just picked him up because he was sitting on the desk. It's him.
yeah. So yeah, I just you know I should probably put him around our podcast more, but I'm also thinking like he'll definitely make himself known from time to time.
That's okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, hope y'all love this. Until next time, we will see you. Thanks for joining us at Neuvias. You can visit us at www.neuvias.com.
And don't
And
forget
as
to like and
always,
subscribe
yes.
and leave us a comment if you have any items that you feel have got energy attached to them. I'd be interested to hear those stories.
Oh, yeah, me too. Thank you, Lynn, for staying in the background with us today as well and giving us some insight. So,
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
yes,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you. Till next time, love and light, people, love and light.
Love y'all.
Love you.
Bye bye.